Hello, everyone, and welcome to our interview today. My name is Dina Redinger. I am a franchise owner of Zoom and Grimmon in Springfield, Missouri, and I'm here to just talk about why franchise in the first place. And I have the master of franchise development here with Loyalty Brands, Kelly Wyatt. Kelly, welcome to today's show.
Dina, thanks for having me.
Yeah, great to have you. You've been with this organization for a long time, so I'd like for you just to share kind of what your journey is, when you started and what you've done in these last couple decades.
Yeah. Well, I started a business when I was 19 in college, and um, was gonna after I graduated from college was gonna go ahead and close the business and move back to where my family was at. And somebody had a wise conversation with somebody who said, "What about equity and cash flow and like you have a business and you have a book of clients?" And I said, "Yeah, I have all of that and employees, And he said, "You need to sell your business, you idiot." So I learned my first lesson in business that there's cash flow, which is extremely important in any business, but also there's equity. And I was introduced to franchising and learned the ropes of franchising through the years by John Hewitt, a mentor, and my great friend Mark Johnson. They introduced me to franchising, and that's been 24 years ago, and it changed my life.
I love that. Where did you start first? What was the name of your first business? I'm curious. So tell me what that was.
It was called CSI Guttering. It stood for Customer Services Inc. Guttering, and it was a guttering and roofing and kind of siding replacement business. It led to those things, but it started off me on a ladder cleaning out people's gutters.
I love that. And you were 19. How long did you keep it?
I sold it when I was 26.
That's awesome. So I want to kind of go back to something you said is really, really important. When you're trying to create a business, cash flow is one thing. How do you create value in your franchise?
Yeah. Well, that should be synonymous with the franchise, right? There should be what we call in the franchising lingo is the franchise system. There should be a system of doing business. It's a blueprint.
Mm-hmm.
It's your playbook. If you're a coach, it's your playbook. If it's in business, it's your blueprint for success. And other people have worked out the error out of trial and error for a franchise. So that's, I guess, the first thing is, you're buying into a franchise system, and other people have made the mistakes that you don't have to pay for while starting your own business.
Yeah, it makes it a lot easier. So I want to kind of go back to where we started. After your first franchise, what was the second one?
So it was the first franchise was Liberty Tax franchise.
Okay.
And the second was a haircutting salon.
Okay. All right. Were you part of the salon suites?
No, it was a national chain called Knockouts.
Okay.
And then I was involved with a roofing company years later, as well, in a different chain, and eventually sold my interest in that company as well.
I love that.
My dog is joining us.
Oh, great. Speaking of dogs, you recently joined. Oh, hey, buddy. What's going on? I love that. I left Lila outside.
Oh.
She's outside. She's waiting to get on TV because she loves it. But I certainly want to get your thoughts. You also are a franchise owner of current one of Zoom and Grimmon. Why Zoom and Grimmon?
I love that business model because it's simple, it's quick to ramp up and cash flow. And, you need a couple of groomers and a nice state-of-the-art van and system. So with Zoom and Grooming, it's basic and it's simple. And, once you open the doors, the phones ring. It's not the cost of the acquisition for the customers. It's different than any other business I've been involved in, where you have to pay thousands of dollars to advertise. You put one post, not even a boosted post or a paid ad, on social media, and your phone rings. And that's what I love about it. It's a high demand, low cost, low carrying costs, and low inventory business. It's simple, and I like that old commercial where they had the easy button. I like the easy button, Dina.
Yeah. Well, I personally do too. It was one of the things that was, kind of interesting for me when I was looking at, where do I go next? I retired out of my corporate career, and I'm still not quite at that Medicare age, and I've got some money here, what can I do with it to continue to make money, but also invest in something that wasn't going to be such a climb, such a big hill to climb? And can I put my money back in? If I want to make a retirement plan, can I put it back quicker? So it was kind of checked all the boxes for me.
Mhm.
For you, when you've been working with, loyalty brands and the franchise development piece of that, what would you tell somebody who's kind of sitting on the fence?
Mm. Well, gosh, there's a lot of reasons to sit on the fence, and there's a lot of reasons to jump off and
Right.
go for it. I think
There is.
no, it's got to be the right timing,
Yeah.
in your life. If you're getting married in the next 6 months, or you bought another business, or buying a house. I mean, those are the big major, kind of things that we do in our lives. Those might be some things that take priority. You're having your first baby. I
Yep.
mean, those are the big things that you have to consider. So timing to
Hmm.
get off the fence. I mean, the real risk with any business is not doing anything.
Right.
The real risk is
Oh,
not getting off the
hands
fence.
down. Hands down.
And so you've got to really look at your age. What do you have to lose? Like with a
Right.
lot of the startup companies that Loyalty Brands has, it's $50,000-$70,000 startup, right?
Hmm.
That's not a nominal salary for someone. That's a
Right.
nominal salary for someone in a year. Like
Right.
you could totally screw up your franchise, which hopefully isn't the case with what happens to someone,
Right.
and still quickly, easily recover in your life.
Right.
It's not a huge risk. And so
Yeah.
some of the indicators I think are, do you follow instructions well?
Hmm.
Do you execute a plan well?
Right.
And maybe you've never owned a business before, so
Right.
it's very easy for me because I've owned multiple businesses in the past. And so
Right.
um, but for that person that's a little more risk adverse, what do you have to lose is what I would
Right.
say.
Right. And I think also, like you said, it's a mindset, right? Any business that you decide to open, there has to be some resiliency to just that, grittiness to stay in the game,
Yeah.
right? Because there's got to be some grittiness to kind of continue to evolve. If you're kind of that person that's looking for something who could develop quickly, develop fast.
Yeah.
You have some resiliency to you, is that, no matter what hurdle it is, you just figure it out and you just kind of keep going. There's a grittiness to, I think, being a franchise owner or even a business owner.
Right.
But
Right.
also looking at Zoom and Grim and having something that, I don't have a brick and mortar. I may have vans, I may have people, but, it really does come down to how well you, manage your customers, manage your groomers, managing
Mhm.
your trucks. Like I always call it the people in the trucks,
Mhm.
So if you can manage that well, and you're excited about, creating something for yourself, I think those are some of the key things to anybody that might be looking at a franchise. But certainly talk about, I think, the support too. And I've talked to a lot of people, a lot of different franchise owners, talk about the support that, Zoom and Grumman has for their people that, decide to franchise.
Yeah, so I think there's the initial support that you get, access to people with years and years of experience in franchising in business.
Hmm.
I think John has been in franchising alone for 55 years. And so you get access to John Hewitt. I mean, I know you've met with John privately, you've had meetings. I
Yeah.
mean, the accessibility of the
Yes.
leadership is I think an important
Yes.
differentiator between us and any other franchise organization that's
I
out there.
do. Yeah, I agree with that. One of the things too that I think it's really important is that when you choose a franchise, looking at consistency over time, is a really a key indicator of where you want to kind of stick your feet in and where you want to take a look at, right? What is the consistency over time? What's going to change? Are they open to change? Maybe doing things differently. That's something that I know that, Zoom and Groom has been very good about trying to look at evolving and trying to make things even better than what they currently are. And
Right.
that's a key differentiator, I think, as well.
Yeah, and I think too when you're an emerging brand, your startup, you're still figuring some things out, and
Right.
so that's the benefit, right? Because you still get ground floor, you still get to
Yeah.
be the
Right.
franchisee in Springfield,
Yeah. Yeah.
you're going to be the
You know,
franchisee in South Carolina.
yep.
So
Yep. I love
a
that.
year or two from now, it's going to be really constricted with who has an opportunity. But the existing franchisees, the new franchisees that come on, they'll have a system that's just better, hopefully better than any other system that's out there.
Yes, yes, it's been vetted by all of us who started early because, I think I was van 7. How many vans do we have right now, Kelly? I don't even
So,
know.
so I know this past week we celebrated our 50th franchisee, and I hear we have 14 vans going to market pretty soon. So that's going to push us, I guess, in the mid 50s, 60-ish, ballpark.
Yeah,
So,
I'm super excited for the brand, and that's probably one of the things that I think was really, really evident. The brand is so strong. When I drive my blue van down the highway, it's the best advertisement you could possibly have because it's beautiful, it stands out, but truly it's the people you hire on the inside of those vans that make the
oh
difference.
yeah, yeah.
It's that people connection. Kelly, I'd love for you just to share with people, I know you're in our area development as well, and I am too. So I'd like to, share, go ahead and give people again, how do they get a hold of you? What's that process? And I'll share that as well. Go ahead.
Yeah. So anybody can call me anytime, 757-560-1040. It's my direct cell number. They can send me an email as well, kelly.wyatt@loyaltybrands.com. And would love to help anybody take a look at not just, the pet industry, but we cross a lot of different verticals and industries, and happy to change people's lives.
Yeah, and I think that's the beauty of you, Kelly. You've got a lot of different hands and a lot of different things. I myself have my hand in one thing, and that's Zoom Grooming. So I'm area development for Kansas City, Missouri. I no longer have Northwest Arkansas. So we're moving forward. My number is 314-550-2477, and my email is dina@zoomandgrooming.com. And we're here just to answer questions. If you're thinking about a franchise and you're kind of like, I just don't know, the best thing you can do is just more information is power. Whether you come with us or not, we have a lot of things we can share that may make a decision for wherever you go. We'd love to hear from you. So Kelly Wyatt, thanks for being on the show today. We greatly appreciate your knowledge and also your support and also being a peer of mine within Zoom.
Likewise.
Take care.
Thank you.